reason why many people don't like brown rice is because it's chewy. Well, it hasn't been cooked enough. If it was cooked as long as it should be cooked, it would be soft, just as soft as the white rice. Is white rice good for you? White rice has been eaten for a long, long time. It is not as superior as brown rice. Brown rice contains a lot more nutrients. It contains the B vitamins. It also has fibre, and our gastrointestinal tract needs to be swept every day, and the fibre helps with that. Some people say to me, I don't like brown rice, it's too chewy, it's too hard. Well, that tells me that it hasn't been cooked enough. I was speaking with a Dr. Agatha Thrash. She has passed now, but she made quite a stamp on the health work. She's done a mighty work in her time. And she told me this story. She said that when she did postmortems, she noticed a lot of people had little tiny scars all through their brain. And then she read a statement from a famous health writer that said grains should receive long, slow cooking. And so she cooked rice, and after half an hour she tested it, and she said there are a lot of starch granules still there. And she said the starch granule was about 6 times the size of a red blood cell. She tested the rice after 3/4 of an hour, same thing, a few less. After an hour, a few less. I think it was something like an hour and a half before there were no starch granules left in the rice, in any grain she tested. And she came to the conclusion that these many little scars that she would see in her postmortems were because people are eating grains that are not cooked enough. So when you cook rice, whether it be white, whether it be brown, maybe it's in a rice cooker, turn the rice cooker off, but don't open the rice cooker for another hour. And being in the rice cooker, it will be hot and it will continue to cook. The reason why many people don't like brown rice is because it's chewy. Well, it hasn't been cooked enough. If it was cooked as long as it should be cooked, it would be soft, just as soft as the white rice. To get your family used to brown rice, maybe you can do half white and half brown. Even white rice, it needs that extra long period of time so that it's soft. If you were to boil it for that amount of time, it would be very sticky or gluey. So it's a good idea to cook it and then turn it off and just let it slowly keep cooking. But white rice is actually very good for people with irritable bowel, Crohn's disease, colitis, because it's a very low allergy food. And when someone has these diseases, inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract, they need something very smooth and soft. So white rice can be used sometimes. Better to use wholemeal rice. White rice can be used if you have irritation of the gut.
Because people consume so much white rice in their daily meals, many are often unaware that brown rice even exists, or that it carries its own set of nutritional advantages. Rice has been a staple food for centuries, feeding millions of families every day, especially in regions where affordability and accessibility determine dietary habits. Yet, Dr. Barbara O'Neill repeatedly reminds us that understanding the foods we eat is just as important as eating them. According to her, white rice and brown rice each have their benefits, each have their disadvantages, and neither should be demonized. What truly matters is knowing how they work within the body, how they affect digestion, and what precautions must be taken to avoid harming our health. For most people, rice is simply rice. It is soft, comforting, easy to prepare, and a fundamental part of meals. But Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that rice is not just a bland grain. It is a living seed with characteristics that can either nourish the body or complicate its internal balance, depending on how it is processed, cooked, and consumed. While white rice is widely known and consumed, brown rice remains comparatively obscure. This lack of awareness is not surprising, as white rice dominates markets and household kitchens, largely because it cooks faster, tastes lighter and feels gentler on sensitive stomachs. However, the fact that brown rice exists and contains specific nutrients that white rice lacks is an important point that deserves attention. Dr. Barbara O'Neill explains that white rice, despite being refined, can be extremely beneficial for people suffering from digestive disorders such as irritable bowel syndrome and various chronic conditions. Its softness, low fiber content, and easy digestibility place minimal strain on the digestive tract. People with gut inflammation, ulcerative conditions, or recovering from gastrointestinal infections often struggle with fibrous foods, white rice, because it is stripped of the bran and germ layers, becomes soothing to the gut, simple to break down, and gentle on the intestinal lining. This is why white rice has been recommended for centuries in healing diets and convalescence meals. In traditional systems of medicine, including Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic practices, white rice is considered a foundational healing grain that strengthens the digestive fire without overwhelming it. Brown rice, on the other hand, contains the outer bran layer and the nutrient-rich germ. This composition makes it a whole grain, richer in fiber, minerals, and vitamins. Brown rice offers magnesium, manganese, selenium, and B vitamins that white rice lacks due to the refining process. These nutrients support cardiovascular health, nerve function, energy metabolism, and immune balance. Brown rice's high fiber content also helps stabilize blood sugar, support a healthy microbiome, and promote more regular bowel movements. However, as Dr. Barbara O'Neill points out, more nutrients do not always equal better health for every individual. What nourishes one person might overwhelm another. This is why Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of understanding the nature of brown rice before choosing it as a dietary staple. While it is a healthier option for many, it also requires more digestive effort. The bran layer, though nutritious, is harder to break down. People with weak digestion can struggle with bloating, gas, or discomfort after eating brown rice. Brown rice also contains phytic acid, a natural compound that plants use to protect their seeds. Phytic acid binds minerals such as iron, zinc, and calcium, making them harder for the body to absorb. If brown rice is not properly soaked and cooked for long enough, this phytic acid remains intact and can interfere with nutrient absorption in the gut. Dr. Barbara O'Neill explains that soaking brown rice overnight helps reduce phytic acid, making it more digestible and allowing the nutrients to be better absorbed. This traditional practice has been used by many cultures for centuries. The soaking process awakens enzymes within the grain, softens the bran layer, and reduces anti-nutrients. Without soaking, brown rice becomes harder on the digestive system, particularly for individuals with sensitive intestines or chronic digestive issues. Another crucial is the cooking time. Brown rice requires significantly longer cooking than white rice. While white rice softens quickly due to its strip structure, brown rice can take 40 minutes or more to fully cook. If it is not cooked long enough, the grain remains tough and heavy on the stomach. Undercooked brown rice can irritate the intestines and create digestive distress. However, she warns that excessively slow cooking, particularly at very low heat, for extended periods, can also harm the body. Excessively prolonged cooking can create starch structures and chemical transformations that impair digestion rather than support it.